racer down on Tatooine. Said he's gonna win that race. He's gonna take that boon to Eve. Kids turn wild, gonna dance like no one is watching. Kids turn wild, gonna dance like no one is watching. Anakin won the race. Now it's just you and me. All these years later, won't you complete me? Kids turn wild, gonna dance like no one is watching. Kids turn wild, gonna dance like no one is watching. Thanks to those fancy cloners, gonna be a mommy. This is your son Grogu, you're gonna be a daddy. Kids turn wild, gonna dance like no one is watching. Kids turn wild, gonna dance like no one is watching. No, you won't be deadbeat dad like our old pal Anakin had. Who am I kidding? You're Rolling Stone. Girls and boys can't leave all alone. Kids turn wild, gonna dance like no one is watching. Kids turn wild, gonna dance like no one is watching.
With MakingStarWars.net.
Hello, YouTube.com. I am Jason DeWolf from MakingStarWars.net. It's my sketchy friend Rob. How's it going?
Oh, I got to talk now. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta talk. Gotta talk.
Let me clear my throat.
Now
All
that
right,
you're a songwriter.
Oh,
Yeah.
like the song, by the way.
Yeah,
Like the
you,
opening
you
lyrics.
helped. You helped. Yeah, that was all you.
Thank you.
That was all you.
You're like Chris Cornell, and I'm like Rage Against the Machine, and
Okay.
when they all
I
teamed
mean-
up and made that whole. Remember that? Remember they made a band?
I like spaceships.
It was Audio Tatooine Slave.
Audio, yeah. Audio Tatooine Slave. Yeah,
Slave
so
Walker.
today we got a lot of Star Wars news to get to. Actually, it's a pretty good Star Wars day.
Shit. I was hoping to get out of here in 5 minutes.
Kumail Nanjiani, he's talking.
Kumail Nanjiani!
Got a name.
Yeah, that man's in shape.
He's got a name.
Oh, he's got a name.
He's got a name. We'll talk about that in a minute and a bunch of other stuff. Fortnite. We'll get out to that at the end because, it's Fortnite. But Besman Bolton has the article up if you are a Fortnite obsessed person like me. Yeah. So I got to share stuff like other screens and stuff so that way we could get into some of the stuff. So I'm just going to do this in order how I have them set up. So can you see that? You can see that, right? Yeah, you can see that. Okay. Obi-Wan Kenobi director Deborah Chow tells us that droid in the trailer is not for LOM. Earlier today, we spoke to Obi-Wan Kenobi director Deborah Chow. Now, in the trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi, we see a droid who looks like an awful lot like Forlom from The Empire Strikes Back. He's one of the bounty hunters Darth Vader assembles to hunt for the Millennium Falcon. Boba Fett eventually completes the task. In the trailer, we see the droid shooting at Obi-Wan. I mentioned this scene from the trailer to Chow, then correct myself because to this day, I don't know if it's pronounced Forlom or Forlom. Chow says it's actually Forlom, but then continues, but that's actually Forlom, though. It's actually that's not Forlom. It's actually a droid named One Jack. Everyone thinks it's Forlom. One Jack. One Jack. One Jack. Two Jack. Nah, one
They know
Jack.
what they're doing. They
Yeah.
know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, no, like I was telling you guys before, I didn't see how it was Forlom. When that story broke, I'm like, I don't see how it is. And the reason being is that One Jack dies. And in my brain, I just said, well, One Jack or Forlom at the time, as they were calling him. I was like, maybe they put him back together. You know what I mean? like he's got blowed up before, and then Zuckuss is like, my lover, my friend, and he puts them back together, and then they go on. But in this instance here, that's one Jack. That's not 4-LOM. And so sorry, Charlie, if you were looking forward to 4-LOM, it's not happening.
Aww.
I'm still hoping that and just to be clear, I've said this a lot of times, I believe that little droid's name is Lola. They called her Lola during production. And you could add a 0 and a dash in there or some shit, and then it's like Lola. Excuse me. But I do think Lola is coming. Is going to be her name, but it could have been a code. I'm always just cognizant of that potential. You know what I mean? Though I try not to tell you guys what I don't know, and what I do know.
Jason Ward always have to wait.
Okay. I don't know if we need to talk over this one or not, but a Lola commercial, it hit today. Have you seen it yet, Rob?
No.
All right, here we go. That's a spaceship.
R2-D2, we are not supposed to be here.
It looks like a Mickey
What do you
Mouse
mean you're
hat.
making friends? This is not a droid, R2.
Your mom's a droid. But see how it fits in the pocket, like I was saying?
Oh, there's nothing to worry about, R2. Look, it's smiling. Oh,
You were in Train Spotting, you fucking sellout!
Obi-Wan Kenobi, streaming exclusively on Disney Plus, and the new all-electric
This
ID
is the day
Buzz.
Frank Oz had my car. So
I don't know why I started
What?
crazy at the end, but it did. But yeah, so
that's
so
why Frank Oz was driving my van, because I was my car, because I was doing that one.
that's Ringo Star Wars again.
What?
But yeah, but now like I was when I was reporting on that stuff, and I was telling people like Leia's mom Bria literally takes that little droid, puts it in her pocket. Leia takes it back. Like you could see how small that thing is.
Yeah.
And I asked a lot of times, many times, more times than people were comfortable with me asking. Are R2 and 3PO in the show? I never got it. I never got it. Yeah. Just for what it's worth. I mean, and I'm not saying that they're not in it. Okay. I'm saying I can't confirm that they're in it. And a lot of people who are seeing R2 and 3PO with Lola are like, oh, that confirms it. But if you just think about the advertisement for a second, whether they're in it or not, nobody knows who the fuck Lola is. Lola can't fucking, you know what I mean? Lola can't sell shit yet. And so you're gonna have to put R2 and 3PO so that way the viewer automatically knows that's a Star Wars robot. And so is what it is what it is there. I could have seen R2 and 3PO just being in the backdrop in the background at Leia's house. I've been told that they're not at Leia's house before. So if they are at Leia's house, I haven't seen them. You know what I mean? Neither have my sources who fucking made the production.
They're at the Antilles pad.
Yeah, they're supposed to be with Captain until he's zipping
all
and
the
zooming.
Antilles are there. Wedges, that short little fucker's there.
Yeah.
I haven't forgot about a
Kitster.
rivalry.
Kitster.
Huh?
Oh, I think
Kitster
Kitster.
Antilles is there. Yeah, he married into the family.
Well, after he and Wald made Grogu, which is a big spoiler I dropped today, but people didn't catch it. But
it's the twang, man. Some people can get it, some people can't.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
But yeah, the old Volkswagen commercial, that was a leaky
I like
production.
steal Volkswagens. That's what I do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But once again, it's nice to see an exclusive that I reported come to fruition again. You know what I mean? I know it sounds a little back padding here, but I worked really hard. So it's not really this. It's not easy to just get the info. To just doesn't just fucking fly at my mouth and bite it. It like
And
has
when
to
you
go-
make the shit up, I mean, we got news every fucking day.
right.
Right.
It's true.
Right.
It's
Right.
true.
Right.
Fuck you, Bespin. No, I'm sorry, Bespin. Oh, let's not fight, girl. I'm sorry, but yeah, Leia's droid wasn't mine. That's right. It was from the leakers of LOM and Anchorhead. It's really trying to play catch up there, I guess. But you must turd. Get it? You must turd. Sorry, I'm stupid. Okay. There also we'll talk about the Lola stuff like as I catch up with the chat one day. Also, there was a pretty cool clip that came out. I think it was like on Australian TV or might have been in Ireland. I can't remember now. All I know is USA.
Big difference.
I am a real American. Fight for the rights of Anakin.
More to life than your farm, Owen. He needs to see that. There's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you to leave us alone, Ben. I mean it.
Is he okay?
You don't care if he's okay. You care if he's showing.
It's my responsibility, Owen.
Well, I'm his uncle.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
So does he say you care if he's showing? Is that what he said?
Yeah, showing signs. of the
Showing
Force.
signs like
Yeah, if he's showing, manifesting.
his butthole?
Jason,
Oh.
don't give them some anime. You know what I mean? It's a good, perfectly good fucking. It's
Mark
better than,
Hamill.
Guess what makes us brothers? You know,
Yeah.
chill out.
No, I know,
it's a good scene.
But what he means like showing like force powers? Is he lifting up stuff? Is he lifting up rocks? Throwing rocks around the backyard?
Yeah, he's
stuff like that.
I picked up your old friend Wald and I threw him into a wall. Oh shit!
It's good acting though, right?
It's good acting. Look,
it's good acting.
We need to do a mailbag later, right? Because I got a comment I want to address. We need to read through it long, but
Okay.
I'll tease it a little bit here.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think, I get there's an idea out there of not bringing back the same characters over and over again, but the characters that appeared in the prequels were played by all were played by great actors, all of them.
Sure.
Few were given a chance to do anything fucking for real on camera with that shit. Some were able to make magic happen.
Wait, for real? Is that the droid that's going to be in Kenobi?
For REL. Yeah, but they'll fucking do that now, Jason. Don't
sorry.
But Liam Neeson was able to do some stuff here and there. Ewan in The Phantom Menace, when he goes, "We may be stuck here for a long time." Like that's adding something, right? That is not there in that script. But a lot of actors, this guy specifically, wasn't given shit to do in those fucking films, and so this is a chance to give these cats who all have tremendous talents a chance to bring something to the role beyond people telling me, well, the story was pretty good. Yeah, but they didn't get a chance to act. It's just a shame, So.
Man, damn, for real, coming at your face. Okay, so
that's how I type on my phone.
man, not man, damn, man deep says, hey, love your channel, by the way, and thank you for the super chat, dude. Appreciate it. By the way, will Padme appear in Kenobi, or at least the name being mentioned should be right? The name is mentioned during a epic duel between the Jedi and the Sith. You will see him throw that at his face and basically tell him Padme saw the light in you. And that, of course, emotionally sets off the fragile Anakin / Darth Vader during the fight. So, yeah, so you will hear her mentioned, but you will not see Padme to the best of my knowledge. For all I know, when I say that, I mean, Natalie Portman's not in it. I don't know if when we get to Darth Vader's castle, if he has a little picture of her, and they're by the lake on the Boo. I can't say for certain.
Dug up her skull and I fuck it every. Oh shit!
Oh no! My main
We'll
weapon,
just
Rob.
scroll up. Padme, I knew ye well. It's like Shakespeare. These prequels, they're more like Shakespeare now. So we have Padme's skull, and he walks around and he fucks it. But it's dark.
But once again, thank you for the super chat. Everyone like the video, subscribe to the channel, and become a channel member if you can. Or even if you want to support the channel with super chats, that's great too. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, and then this says, wait, if Kamal Nanjiani has a name, doesn't that mean it's a bait and switch? Oh my God's knows, Thomas, simmer down. Yeah, let's get to that article now, because that'll be cool, you know, to find out what his name was. And it's kind of funny because his name seems like it's a typo in a text message. So let's go up here. Blah 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 blah. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series. That is that damn video. Kamal Nanjiani shares first details of Obi-Wan Kenobi's con man character, Haja. So yeah. Really quickly, I hate to do this to you, Rob, but I need to move my car before I get a ticket real quick. I will be right back. Good luck with the chat. Have a good time.
Folks, if you don't live in Southern California, you are just missing out on all the times you might just lose $100 to spontaneous tickets. Oh, I gotta tell you, it's a trip. So let's just let's see. I'd go through the chat. I'm gonna go through some of the chat, but Jason will go through it again because he always does that. Let's see. Star Wars Santa is my favorite Disney show. I know, right? Who doesn't love Santa? Right? Santa's great. Sounds like something you might say after a magic. Haja! I think you're right. Tyrant, what you drawing today, Rob? Nothing Star Wars related. Just working out some stuff. So, we got some Power Rangers, some stuff to do. Got a big project coming. So, lots of stuff. Carlo, hello there. Hello. Let's see what else we got here. We got Bespin Bulletin. Making Star Wars Mandem. Rob is a clapped weapon. What is a clapped weapon? What is a clapped weapon? What does that mean? Haja's not bad. I mean, that's a different name. You know, it's better than Batu Gogru. There's a lot of ooze as of late in Star Wars, don't you think? A lot of ooze. So it's pretty good. Haja! Rob, what games am I playing on my PS5? Valkyria Chronicles 1 and 2 and Psychonauts 2 and Demon's Souls. So
that is
new for you. All right.
Sorry.
Oh, wait,
that.
Jason, check it out. Here you go.
Whoa, Thomas Shane, $10. Thank you, man. Thank you, Thomas. Exciting for the acting. Is this based off the short clip we got? Keep up the great work. Very appreciative of you guys. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate the support a lot, and for being a channel member. It's very appreciated. Yeah. So I have heard that the acting is good in the show. It was one of my concerns about Book of Boba Fett, was the things that we were seeing weren't that stellar, in my opinion. They just felt they were very much set up and shoot, you know. A lot more subtlety in the performances here, and when what we see in that clip, to me, just confirms what I had heard, if that makes sense. So it definitely is reassuring, I think. And I didn't get a ticket though, so that's good.
I got someone today who was asking me, because there's that they keep using that clip of Reva where she's yelling, "You can't run!" And he goes, "Is she always gonna be screaming?" And I'm like, "Yes, the whole fucking show, bro. Every fucking scene, she's gonna be screaming. Like, it's so weird.
It's her show.
Like,
it's called Reva Screams.
This is one of the things about our fellow nerds that annoys the shit out of me. Right? I'm a cantankerous old dude. It's when they say things like, "I just don't even want a trailer. They shouldn't even put out a trailer. Just drop it. Just wait till the day of. Never even advertise or market any. Just put it out so I never see." And then when they don't get anything, they're like, "Where's it coming? They're hiding it. Why are they hiding it? We never get." And then when they get it, they're like, okay, that's all I need to see. I don't need to see anything else. And then when all the marketing only shows the same shit they saw, why am I not seeing anything different? Like, what? And like, I get there's a plethora of people out there, so it's hard to like, you're gonna hear everything, but it's coming from a lot of the same sources. These kind of like these like conflicting arguments, you know, like yeah, they're using one clip of her because it's fucking 4 hours of show. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like they don't want to show you a bunch of shit. Like, what do you want to do? They want you to be surprised.
It's true. We got a new channel member, Clone 543. Thank you for becoming a channel member, dude. Or dudette, or they or them, whatever you go by. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. So let's get back to the article now that I didn't get a ticket.
I like the low budget icon, man. I do.
It is like, it's kind of like,
I like it. It's kind of my hair looks like when I put on a Halloween mask. Remember the ones we used to have when we were kids that were just the plastic front with the rubber band?
Yeah. And we get all like stuck in your hair and you're like, ah. Okay. So Kumail Nanjiani shares first details of Obi-Wan Kenobi con man character Haja. So that, and like I said a bunch of times, I told you guys he was like on that planet and he was like a con man. He was I called him seedy. He was not what he appeared to be, though. That's one of the things. So he is this street level con man guy who then gets embroiled in stuff that's too big for him and he has to make a choice. So Kumail Nanjiani is living the dream, more specifically the dream of every fanboy ever. Not only did the former X-Files obsessive land a guest starring role on his favorite TV show, but he then nabbed a plum part in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, playing Kingo in Chloe Zhao's Eternals. And now Nanjiani has completed the Holy Grail franchise trifecta with his role in Disney Plus's Obi-Wan Kenobi. But what exactly is that role? With the limited series May 27th premiere date now a week away, it's only a week. I can't wait. We still have no official details on his character until now. Nanjiani joined us on Entertainment Weekly's new Star Wars podcast, Dagobah Dispatch, to exclusively share the first intel on his character. Like I said, do we want a Star Wars thing?
Hate that name.
I know it's not good. I mean, like
it's so Stan Lee, right? Come down, true believers, to Dagobah Dispatch.
What's next? Bespin Bulletin? I love you, Bespin. I'm kidding.
We're going to have on Form LOM versus Alpha Jack. Jack off. Whatever. I'm fucking old.
Hey, this guy, he ain't no Form LOM. He's a fucking jack off. Rename him.
The Dagobah Dispatch is fucking... All right.
His name is Haja, says the actor. And he's the guy who works on the streets of Dayu, which is this new Star Wars location that we haven't seen before. That's absolutely gorgeous. And he's the guy who's worked really hard to stay out of the bigger conflicts at play. He just kind of wants to be his own guy. Survival for him is all that matters. But it seems the way Haja has been surviving is not exactly completely above board, perhaps veering dangerously close to the fabled scum and villainy territory. He's a sort of con man guy who cons people for money, explains Nanjiani. That's what's important to him. And then he has a run-in with Obi-Wan, and he suddenly sort of gets stuck in the bigger
spoilers
play.
Just fucking spoiling it, Jason.
I know, which is the thing that he really tries to avoid. So he is this street-level con man guy who then gets embroiled in stuff. It's way too big for him, and he has to make a choice. Now,
everyone's the main character of the show about Obi-Wan, man.
Oh, it's the Haja show. It's the Haja show, ladies and gentlemen. Ha ha. His name is practically Ha ha because the whole show is a fucking joke.
Kenobi, a Reva and Haja story. Seems too easy, doesn't it?
We spoke to Nanjiani more about his character, including some cool tricks he picked up along the way. Blah blah blah. So the difference, I would say, or I should say, one of the things that I heard though is that he kind of like the character goes away, and then it comes back when they get to Jabim. Is kind of the way it was explained to me over time. So I'm not exactly sure how that works, and I was also under the impression that he was pointed to him from Bail Organa. So
Even his
I don't
nose
know.
has abs. You know?
maybe
He's fucking ripped, dude.
he is. He's all. They're all. How was it like working on Star Wars? I'm on steroids. I'll fucking kill you. Oh shit! No.
He's like every time Nanjiani comes in, he plays the Hulk Hogan theme song. He's just so ripped.
So how big a Star Wars guy were you when you signed up for this madness? I'm a big guy. Look at me. No, really big. I don't remember a time when I didn't love Star Wars. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, we get it. You're.
Hold on, I gotta share this.
What's
Jack
that?
in the box. That is
So one Jack in the box.
So good, Baymax. You win the no prize for today. Like that right there. That's the one.
Because Rob, he made weapon. Man, damn, Rob is clapped weapon.
What is a clapped weapon? I don't understand this.
So so he was explaining like British slang to me one time for like different subcultures and stuff. And he was like telling me, and like weapon, like I said, is like it means dumb, but it sounds badass. Like when I say my weapon, Rob, it sounds like you're like my right hand man who's going to attack, but it means like you're an idiot.
I'm a clapped idiot. What does a clapped mean? Stunted?
Like, I think so. I don't know.
Like I'm a clarify. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You got me.
I had a bunch of it written down. I was really serious about it when he was teaching me. Anyways, so it talks about basically how so the reporter says, I went off to college. Oh no, wait, who's who here? Okay, Kamal Nanjiani says, really big. I don't remember a time. Then the guy from interviewing his mom sold the stuff. He says, yeah, but she should have run it by you and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So as it should. So do all rules just kind of go out the window when it comes to considering Star Wars? And he says, oh, it falls by the wayside. I got the call from my agents, and it's always exciting when you get a call and everybody's on the phone. All the agents, even the ones you never talked to.
We rolled out of bed and we went shoo, 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 shoo.
Yeah.
Like,
pew, pew, pew. You're like, okay, this is either really good or really bad. They're like, we really want everyone to be on the call. And so I wait an hour, and then they called and they said, hey, they want you to be an Obi-Wan. And I remember exactly where I was. I was in my kitchen and I was like, are you serious? I yelled at Emily B. Gordon, his wife, like, oh, they want me to be Obi-Wan. And then they were like they won't tell us.
He yelled, I got my own show.
Yeah. It's a bait and switch. Yeah, it's a bait and switch. No, it's me and Reva. No Obi-Wan. Just me and Reva mostly. Yeah. Yeah, no, Ewan McGregor's a white bitch. I'm the new guy. Yeah, it's cool. All right, so anyways.
Yeah, he's my clapped weapon.
Yeah, total clap weapon. Total weapon. Okay.
He's my clap DL44.
So they won't tell us.
About DUR44. It's Star Wars clapped weapons, right?
No, Forlom's not in it. No, that's one Jack, different guy. Yeah, guy though. It's mine.
It's one Jack in a box. He's made out of soy tacos and hate.
No, anybody can say Anchorhead's their scoop. Yeah, it's been in a bunch of stories. But just say it's short. It's cool. No, nobody cares. Go ahead. All right. So, anyways,
why Jason put this in my head?
They won't tell us anything about the character or anything, but they want you to talk to Deborah Chow, the director. And I said, yeah, of course. And then I had a Zoom call with Deb, and she was like kind of trying to pitch it to me to convince me why I should do it. And I was like, Deb, I'm going to do it. It's Star Wars. You don't need to like talk to me into doing Star Wars. So it was a very, very easy decision, especially since I'm such a big fan of Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan, and I've never gotten to meet him or work with him. So that was either exciting piece of so basically, yeah, there you go. Kind of the whole thing.
Do you think it sucks, right? So if they get a second season or whatever, you think like Nanjiani would be on set playing Fortnite as Ewan? And he goes, hey, Ewan, look it. I'm playing Fortnite. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. All right. So I remember when it came out, and you're right, the first shot of the Star Destroyer going over, just like, wow, what is happening? It's the scale of it. So much big. It basically talks about the opening, Carl. So yeah. You know. Okay. So I wanted to talk about, this is the stuff I think. So, yeah, it's real surreal. I kind of can't believe it. But the thing I have to approach is just like a job. If I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be in Star Wars, that's very hard to actually do the work and be there. Although in all these things, there is a moment where you can't really deny that you're doing it. So on this, I met Ewan. He's lovely, wonderful. They yell action, and then he started speaking, and I was like, I'm in a scene with Obi-Wan Kenobi right now. This is what is happening. And it's completely undeniable because it looks like him. It sounds like him. You look around. It looks like Star Wars all around you. So there is always
like
that moment
roses
where you're like,
well moisturized.
oh, I have to figure out how to get past this and how to turn it into just another job, which is very challenging because so much of that stuff we did was practical. When you're in the volume, you see everything. It's not just blue screen anymore. And so you just kind of have to think about the scene, your character, and try to focus on what you are actually doing rather than the bigger thing. I don't let myself, honestly, it just wasn't until the newest trailer where you see a split second of my character that I was like, oh, wow, yeah, it really looks like I'm in Star Wars. So
till they cut your ass out.
No, they won't cut him out. Remember when they remember when he said, like, when we started the show and we were like obsessing about the fact that he said he sat behind a desk? Remember that? That was like the only thing he said. Like, I'm in the volume and I'm sitting behind a desk. Everyone was like, he sits behind a desk. It must be a spaceship. Or is he a desk man?
Oh, yeah, I do remember this.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yes.
So they ask him, so your game plan was when you're sharing a scene with Obi-Wan Kenobi, you don't even give yourself a few minutes to geek out a little bit? And he says, I really try not to, especially in the beginning. When you're there and it's the first day, those nerves can really overtake you. You're like, I'm in a scene with not just Obi-Wan, it's Ewan McGregor, who's one of the greatest actors of all time. I have to be good in this scene. And if I give myself a moment to geek out about that, about what I'm doing, there's a possibility that I just won't be able to actually do the scene. And if I'm like, in my head, oh my God, I'm doing Star Wars, that work, Bella, we get it.
You talking to actors, man. I fucking hate it so much.
He's not so bad though.
It's what they do. Is it to me, like, for me, it only resonates to people who have an interest in acting. And since I have zero interest in it, like I have some, even comedians, man, who talk about like how hard stand-up is and stuff. Like, I love stand-up. I have tons of respect for it. I have no interest in hearing about the craft of it,
Yeah.
Because it's always the same. I just get in the right space, and it's just not. It's hard. It's like me trying to describe warming up to drawing. Like it's not an in-depth conversation.
Yeah. Furiously masturbate like one Jack. So what happens to your character of Haja, whether you live or die?
Hold on. What was that was it a Star Wars toy that had the hand that was like right in the spot? I thought it was a Star Wars action. It was in the last couple of years, man.
Been a few of those. There's that one. There's that Attack of the Clones one, I think, where you squeeze his legs and like his like lightsaber moves up and down like he's gonna chop, but it just looks, if you don't has the lightsaber in, he just completely having the best night of his life.
All right.
So whatever happens to your character of Haja, whether you live or die by the end of it, once a character is introduced in the franchise, or is it haha? Is it like Spanish? Haha. Is a J like a Spanish ha? No, but in it, even the ones that have been killed off somehow manage to find their way back on screen. So it's all I thought about. I don't know what that does, but yeah, I would love to play this character again. Not just because of Star Wars, but because it's a really, really fun character to play. I've never gotten to play a character like this before. I think it's a type of character that we haven't exactly seen in Star Wars either. What Conman, he can talk people into stuff. So that's a really fun character to play. And I actually did a lot of research online on con men and on magicians too, because magicians, let's face it, they're kind of like con men, right? They're tricking people.
No, hold on, Jason. You gotta. We also got a super chat we gotta deal with in a second, but I gotta go back. You'll understand why about the magician thing. So when you were gone taking care of your car, Bespin had put up a thing about Haja. Hold on, he said, "Sounds like something you'd see after a magic trick." Like Haja, like, and I study magicians, and I'm like, well, I can. Maybe Bespin read this and set that joke up. Even then, it's still good.
I don't know. I heard Bespin doesn't read. I think he just everything is intuition. But yeah, so thank you, Stella. That's really generous. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support for the channel. Hi, Jason and Rob. I love the show and thank you for all your hard work. You're welcome. Thank you. Do you think that Kenobi will have a positive reception from fans and general audiences that will be enough to silence the grifters? I do, Stella. I honestly, truly, 100%, without a doubt, believe in the show. Everything that I've heard about the show is amazingly good. I haven't heard anything awful about the show. Even the stuff that has been awful has been generally made up. It hasn't been like authentic at all. It's been, oh, it's a bait and switch. Obi-Wan's not in it. And it's just like, what the hell are you guys talking about? Like, I never once reported Obi-Wan's not in the scene. I was like, I don't even know off the top of my head, other than like when the bad guys, meet and stuff. I don't even know if there's a scene with people that doesn't have Kenobi in it. You know what I mean? Other than like when it's like Darth Vader getting put back together and stuff. So I do think so. We've already seen some of the grifters yesterday going, wow, I heard new leaks and boy, the show's amazing. Because what they're trying to do now is play both sides of the fence.
They reshot everything so it didn't suck like in a week.
Yeah, excuse me. Sorry. They're trying to do like the fence sitting thing. So I always said it looked good. Remember? Or or if it's bad, oh, I told you guys the alarm bells were going off inside. So I think well, okay, the whole thing disgusts me. I mean, just to be clear, like Stella, I think it's gross. What I do like in that disgust is that they're giving themselves a way out. They're giving themselves a way to not have to stick to the horrible side of the grift. Like, once again, if the show's terrible, if the show has a bunch of wah, wah moments and stuff like that, I'm all for people calling it out. I'm not for like people that are just to go, oh, everything's great, Star Wars, yay. Like, I have zero interest in being a Star Wars cheerleader. I didn't want to hang out with those kids in high school. I don't want to do it in this new version of high school called fandom. So I'm not interested in that there either, for the record.
Accurate. Very accurate.
And so with that in mind, I do think that a lot of people are going to look really stupid when this comes out.
Jason, do you think our last 3 or 4 shows of railing specifically against them has had any effect on that? Like, no, none. You don't think they care one way or the other, whether we call them straight up fucking pussies? Like
they don't care if we call them dicks, pussies, buttholes.
Well, I wonder if it empowers some of the people who don't join in the chat to then go to Reddit and shit like that, wherever they're fucking hanging out, and throw back the clap back a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, just be like, bah, like. I mean,
it's like for every single like random person who you see who does do it, like Aria's been calling them out on that bullshit the whole time. Is Aria here today? I haven't seen her. I haven't really got to get to the chat, but Aria is constantly been like, actually, and then she clarifies it, and then what do they do when she does it? They belittle her comment. Thanks for watching, and they just like move on because they don't really care about that. They want to make people mad, and in the pre-show game, if you will, and then after it comes out, then they they just
I'm gonna double down on my shit talking.
Yeah, you should. No, yeah. It just really it really is. I mean, I wish fans had a better sense of memory and of recall about when people are lying to them or tricking them or milking them. You know what I mean? Like, I'll never do that to you guys. I promise. I will take any contributions. I appreciate it a lot. I do, and the support of the channel, but I'm never gonna like trick you into it and stuff like that. And Manham says, I thought Kamal was playing Kitster from the Phantom Menace.
I was hoping.
Oh wait, hold on. You earned this one.
Nanjiani!
All right.
Swatted. Just wanted that to happen so much, man.
I would, yeah. I mean, I still wouldn't have been mad if that was Kitster. If Kitster had just grown up to be a shyster, why not? Kitster Shyster, that could have been his last name. But yeah, I hope we do get to actually see Kitster one day. You know what I mean? Like, and it kind of would have been interesting. Like I said this before, back in the day, it would have been fun if all of Obi-Wan's old best friends were kind of ganging up on him, and Anakin's old best friends were ganging up on him in this series, you know. But anyways, yeah. Let me see what to do now. Let's go. I think the Kamal Nanjiani article is pretty much like, you know, you get it. If you guys, that's an at ew.com if you want to read the full thing. And let me see. Oh man, dude, what do you call it? Vanity Fair. Their site just pisses me off. Like it's like you pay us or make an account so you could like read our article, and I'm like, okay. And then like whenever I go to click like the next thing, it's like, you've been logged out. Will you log back in? I'm like, I didn't do anything. No, other sites don't do this to me. But let's talk a little bit about Ahsoka. Oh, wait, do we just send another super chat? Okay. Oh, hold on. All right, let me get to it before I'm afraid of losing the super chat in the chat and not being like, hey, you know.
Well, it's at the
Thanks.
top. So in the chat, you can just see
They
top
don't
and click on it.
They don't stay up there forever, friend.
They don't?
Sometimes they go away when there gets too much. Yeah, that's what makes me nervous about it. But Mandeb says, you guys are making me laugh. It's 2:40 a.m. in Singapore. Wow, you're in Singapore. That's cool. I don't know if we've ever talked to someone from Singapore on the show. By the way, will Palpatine be in Kenobi? I heard he might make an appearance. Nice, right? Yeah. I have heard no Palpatine and Kenobi. The reason I was given is that Darth Vader's the big bad in this. They didn't want there to be an appeal to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. So because we already have Reva, who appeals to the Grand Inquisitor, who appeals to Darth Vader. And so they didn't want to just like keep it going. So I heard I thought early on, like when it was going to be a film, like there were probably like when it was called Kenobi, a Star Wars story, that they were going to include Palpatine in that one, was what I was hearing back in the day. And then I started hearing now Palpatine's out around 2021, I want to say. I started hearing that, and I was like, oh, okay. All right, you know. And then when I asked about filming for this one, I was told no, absolutely not. We never saw Ian McDiarmid ever. There were people who thought they saw him down there and stuff like that, and I never found that to be credible. I never found that either to be anything of like he's working. I would love to be wrong. Like that'd be rad to be wrong about that. You know, I love Palpatine. Would love to see him again. But
also,
I would hold my breath for Andor.
Yeah.
Is where I'm going with this.
The actor was he's just very bloated, Jason. You know, I told Kathy you can't let him on like that anymore. It's ridiculous. We fixed it 30%. He was 30% more bloated in Revenge of the Sith, and it's too much of a budget. It's a problem. And the inflation bloating budget is crazy.
We had Star Wars Meg report Masamita, and we had Bespin Bulletin hearing Royal Guards. Then we got Mon Mothma being described as the parallel story to Andor. Bait and switch. That actually sounds like the most bait and switch thing of it. I'm fine with it, especially because she's all hot now. I mean, I'm sorry, Mon Mothma, she's pretty smoking right now. She's having a moment galactically. But that said, Palpatine would fit into that world, wouldn't he? Of Masamita, Royal Guards, Mon Mothma. Sounds like the Senate. Sounds like all of this stuff is adding up to the fact that it may go that way. So, but that's all speculation on my part. I haven't heard anything like that about Andor. In fact, the stuff I've heard about Andor is a little bit like weirder, harder to like place and stuff like that. So, yeah. Okay.
Can't wait.
Joel, if I don't get tickets, I get to keep the super chats, and I get to go to One Jack in the Box. What was it called? One Jack in the Box.
One Jack, yeah.
One Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box. In the box.
God, they really should have done a crossover with that one. So, anyways,
Yeah,
okay, let me.
It put on 30 pounds on my neck. Fucking check the box.
So,
I love George. He is a diabetic, and
yeah.
and really, like, his family should step in and with it. He needs help. Like,
No,
he's getting a little
fine.
up there. Yeah, he got real. I love him, man, but seriously, bro, like, it's not good. You know.
I thought he was looking good last time I saw him. Is he looking like he's
yeah.
you know?
I feel bad.
I mean, well, you get a wife and kids.
I will lie. I put on 30 pounds during COVID. Like, I don't show it, but I did. I just feel bad because I know I didn't know he's diabetic. Like, that blew my mind, you know?
I lost 100 pounds before COVID. And then I put back 40 on.
And you got it. Fuck,
because of having to like Postmates in food all the time and shit.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time.
I did it with popcorn and peanuts. It wasn't even like fancy food. I just couldn't stop making popcorn, and I like peanuts. I'm fucking didn't even get the fun food, man.
Bestman says weapon is more like somebody very special. Clapped is ugly. Oh, Clapped is ugly. But Rob is beautiful.
An ugly, special person.
He says you're beautiful.
That checks out though.
Okay, Rosario Dawson is this committed to her Star Wars character. I'm actually thinking of shaving my head. Ever since her breakthrough in 1995's Kids, Dawson's inviolable, luxurious hair has helped make her a style icon. But she contemplating getting rid of it all as she prepared to take center stage in her Star Wars series as the Galactic hero Ahsoka Tano. Yeah, she's fucking beautiful. She could shave her head. She could pull it off.
Unlike that Rupert Friendly guy who just kept all his hair and they had to work that fucking head around his fucking hair, you know? Just why
are you insinuating this is a psyop that they put Rupert Friend's big ass head in there so that way when she shaves, everyone's like, you look great. You look fucking stellar.
Yeah, I am insinuating that.
Kathleen Kennedy psyops
super
continue.
Okay. Super chat the show for that one. What?
Right? I question. I went to say quote and I said hashtag. I need to sleep. I always wanted to. My mom shaved her head for her 40th. I'm going to be 43 this year, Dawson says. I was thinking about doing it whenever we get around to actually filming. That'll be a really nice time to shave my head because if it sucks, I'll have these montrails the whole time and while I grow it out. Yeah. She was in Kids. I remember I was the same age as her when Kids came out. And strangely enough, I wrote some articles about Kids that ended up in zines back in the day. And when I got into grad school, yeah, it's totally worth watching. It was one of the few movies that encapsulated exactly what it was like to be a punk kid in the early to mid 90s. It was really, really odd. It was made by a kid too. What's his name? Cormine. He was like our age. And yeah, she was in it, and it's a really good movie. It's super fucking depressing, obviously, but yeah. So it's cool to kind of see that person who was in this little indie punk movie I watched back then. But anyways, yeah, I got
the kid from Empire Records in there.
Yeah. And then my Obi-Wan Kenobi in grad school, we actually got really close because she did studies on the kids who were watching Kids, the whole thing. But anyways, this is just one of the things the actor was doing to prep for the final season of Ahsoka, which just started principal photography and is expected to debut on Disney Plus next year. And then she goes on to say, yeah, this is just all junk. Yeah, I hate auto-playing videos so much. Fuck your corporate website and its auto-playing videos. All right. Ahsoka means a great deal to a lot of people. Dawson is one of them. That's why she has dedicated herself to intense lightsaber and fight training and the study of the character's long, adventurous past, fusing both with her own geeky adoration of the galaxy far, far away. She says, man, I'm not a workouty person, and I'm in my 40s getting into the most physical demanding role of my life. Ahsoka is not somebody who gets tired. I can't play this like a human. She is indefatigable, Alien.
Hey, you're the one with a fucking real degree. I got a bachelor's of science and art.
Dude, I studied for the GRE, and I don't remember that word. Wait, I can't.
First
I can't,
rule of writing:
whatever.
if you can't say it, just find another word. Just keep the shit simple.
Yeah.
Somebody. That feels like she learned a word from Kevin Smith. You know what I mean? Like Kevin.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's a very Kevin Smithy word.
She did it. She did it.
She did it. Yeah, I'm not complaining about her. What I will complain about is that giant fucking drop cap they have in this stupid. It's a fucking internet site.
Yeah. So she's precise. She's master level. The challenge is for me to show up and express that. It's like I won't necessarily work out for myself, but I'll work out for Ahsoka any day of the week. I'm a huge fan, and I don't want to watch and be like, "Yo, Ahsoka's hand seems a little shaky here." Yeah, I respect that.
Ahsoka got the Marty McFlys.
Oh no. She speaks with awe about the animators of the show, and Ashley Eckstein. Excuse me. Sorry, I need to drink some water here. The voice actor who helped bring Ahsoka's life throughout the Clone Wars as an adolescent Jedi. This, in the animated Rebels series, as a grown woman who walked away from the mystical order, but is still fighting for what she believes is right. She says, "I'm building on top of years of work from so many other people," Dawson says. "What Ashley did growing this character from a teenager on has given me a breadth of work to look at and build off of, which is so unusual." And then, then there she is, not looking ugly again, because it's what she does. Just as viewers watched Ahsoka grow up, Dawson hopes to grow old with the role. I get to be a part of this universe and a team and a world in which even as I age, I might be able to participate, Dawson says. That's huge. You know what I mean? To have that longevity with something in my industry that's not particularly heard of. It makes me feel so grateful.
Wait till you join Marvel.
Uh-oh.
I'll let you go, man. 20
yeah, right.
movies. It's never enough.
I know. I actually hope she doesn't. I hope she just stays with this in the Star Wars thing. Because I mean, there's like a lot of stuff I want to see. Like when we see Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian doing the fight that he does, he's doing Anakin and Obi-Wan's moves at times from the prequels. And my whole take on that has been either Ghost Daddy shows up and trains them and goes to Obi-Wan, or Ahsoka did. And I think Ahsoka doing that would maybe make the most sense, But one of the things about it too that I would like to see sort of resolved or dealt with on screen is Ahsoka left the Jedi Order because it was corrupt, because it was contradictory and it was falling apart, and she could see it. Well, now
I remember when they talked about that in Revenge of the Sith.
Well, when Luke starts it up again, it's sort of weird that she doesn't that she doesn't go, "Oh, I'm back in," or "I've been waiting for this," or something like that. And I want to see how is that dealt with, or maybe she just
really
can't
embrace attachment, kid. It saved your father and the whole galaxy. don't stop.
No,
disattachment shit.
No, she already did. That's already happened. She says,
not in the live action. It hasn't.
Yes, it has.
Oh, that's right. He's attached to his father. That makes no sense.
It does. It does make sense.
It doesn't. Because Vader's attachment to Luke is what saved everybody.
But it's also what damned everybody for a lot longer than it saved them.
Yeah, I don't think the lesson there to learn is that the Order didn't have it all figured out. So.
Hello, Max.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. But at the same time, Rob, I'm with you in that it would suck. It's hard to do that, but also by leaving that, you always have that tension of the fact that they're not supposed to have that, and then they're going to have that. And they're not supposed to fall in love, but they're going to fall in love.
It's like moonlighting.
Yeah, you do kind of I do think though that ultimately though, I mean, if we just take it out of Star Wars to something I don't know anything about, like Superman, he would be better off not having a Lois and a Jimmy. no one could fuck with him. He would just be able to just like do his job, emotion free. And I think that's kind of like what they're sort of going for.
Some skywalk by night, some skywalk by day. Right.
I want to get Max and have Superman fly with her and her to do the Margot Kidder like tone poem moment or whatever the fuck that was. Remember that shit?
Yes.
What was that? That was so bizarre. Like, whose idea was that? Like, where were they going with
Reva?
That?
It's her show.
Oh,
Bait and switch.
It's my idea.
It's like Haikyuu with over the clips, right? We could just lean into all the fucking hate.
Yeah.
Tone hate.
The haiku.
Like
she says. Anyway, she goes on to say, I got to meet Carrie at a signing at a con in Chicago. The line of people there to meet her and her little dog was just so cool. It's a space that's really beloved, Dawson says. So, yeah, and then
I met Carrie too.
Yeah, I met her. I talked to her like briefly one time outside of and Celebration 2. It was really weird at Celebration 2. She was literally in the hallway. Like her table was in the hallway, and you would just walk by, and she would like yell stuff, and you could yell stuff back. You know what I mean? I'll yell shit back. So, anyways, anyone who comes into Star Wars universe needs to know there is a 3, 4, 5 year commitment. She says. Dawson sounds like she's ready to stick with it beyond that. It started when someone created a piece of fan art depicting the actor as the alien heroine, and she responded on Twitter, "Yes, please." That caught the attention of Dave Filoni, who had helped George Lucas create the Clone Wars and had long championed Ahsoka in other Star Wars storytelling. At that point in 2017, he was already collaborating with Jon Favreau to give the character guest appearances in both The Mandalorian and later The Book of Boba Fett. Having Rosario become Ahsoka, it was almost intimidating because here's this kid I've known for so many years in my head, and now Rosario was going to be here in a very real walk up to you, say good morning kind of way. The experiment really was that episode, The Jedi. Wait, who said that though? Was that Favreau? I guess that must have been Favreau saying that. That was the title of the 5th episode of The Mandalorian. And then Mercy says, his name is Grogu. And everyone was like, really? That was James. That was little James. So then, blah, blah, blah. Even as they were first talking about the potential of Ahsoka showing up in Mando season 2, it was like, if you're interested and you hate it and you never want to do anything again, we're not contracting you to do anything right now, Dawson says. So they actually like just kind of like tested her, huh?
Sounds like it.
That's interesting.
I said, how low can you go? And she had to do limbo, and she couldn't do it. So I know I'm gonna be busy.
Very low. I can go very low.
Everyone has to do limbo test. They won't stay on this show.
How about if she shaves her head, he has to get a new hat? Like it's like a normal hat.
I'm gonna wear a fez just to piss Jason off.
Is it the same hat or is it a new hat?
I'm gonna get my tassel. I'm gonna go woo 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 woo. I'm gonna do the hell every time someone's on set. I'm gonna be like, I want to stop. I'm gonna go woo woo.
I actually do wonder if he still wears the hat and if that was just like for the picture there, because whenever every season of Mando and Book of Boba that I ever saw him down there on, he always had like a baseball cap, just like a because I think in like Southern California, if you wear that hat out, people are gonna fucking laugh at you. They're gonna put Cheetos in it and stuff.
They're like, go back to Texas.
They're all, get out of here. Hopalong Cassidy,
and we're like, we don't
go
wear,
back to East County.
We don't all wear hats in Texas, cowboy hats.
I mean, at least in Texas, though, you could like draw like a lineage to it. I mean, I still think it's a bit silly unless you are like a rancher or a farmer or
it's your
cowboy.
style.
But I mean, but
used to wear the Burger King's crown to set, and I had to put a stop to it.
What's your style? I'm more like John Wayne chic. What the fuck is that? I don't know. Okay. I'm an asshole though, What do I know? Yeah, I'm a schlump.
I was more of a Lee Van Cleef guy myself, so
yeah.
Really.
You should wear the cowboy hat when you sing your country song.
Right? I should.
Yeah.
I should. So when I first put it on, I was like, oh, they look different, she says, but Filoni reassured her it was necessary. He was like, no, we're working with stunts and everything, and we want to be able to do all of that practically. He even gave the brown-eyed actor the option of not having to match the character's blue eyes.
Oh, I'm glad
Jason,
they didn't.
feel free to rage.
Dawson insisted on it because she's.
Thank you, Dawson.
Fuck yeah, Dawson.
Jason can't. You just can't stand it when they don't have the correct color eyes. Like
that bothers me too.
All of Rogue One's ruined.
Okay.
Saw Gerrera's eyes aren't the same.
But they particularly implied that there was a branch of people with dark skin and blue eyes that were from Onderon. If you go and you make it a feature and then you take it away, I just think that's stupid.
I think it is too.
Now, in actuality, if Ahsoka had whatever color eyes, I actually wouldn't care in this instance.
I would.
I would. I'm glad. I'm happy that they
everyone has their continuity issues, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, my whole thing is like if you make a fucking a race of people on planet Zanzu, and they have pink buttholes on their head, and then you're like, oh, we put Zip Zag from Zanzu, but we didn't put the pink butthole on his head. Well, that's the whole thing of Zip Zap Zoo from Zamzu. What are you guys doing? But anyways,
Jason, sometimes they flip frames and now the blaster's on the wrong fucking leg. Like, I mean, what do you want me to do?
That's okay. It's drugs.
Throw the whole movie in the trash now.
I say you fix it. I hate that one shot where Boba's flipped and where R2's flipped. All right, I'm a huge fan.
What is that?
Yeah. So
no one was.
Yeah. You got these strange head tails and horns. It looks great in animation, but suddenly you're making this a main character, and it's a big question, says Filoni. Lucas featured a Togruta alien character similar to Ahsoka in the prequels, but she was a background character without much screen time. I was like, how much are we going to get drawn in by this face, all orange with markings on it? Is it distracting? Is it believable? Can we have that dramatic feeling, Filoni asked? Can we connect with her? Then Dawson began her test. Mm-hmm.
I hung out with Lizard Man for a week, and I was like, "Now you get used to the tattoos." So
did you really?
No. He did. One time though, he did have breakfast with Spoon Man. As soon as she showed up on the set in the costume, she was the character. He says, "I had this tremendous sense of relief, which was okay. So I don't need to worry about that. Ahsoka's going to be Ahsoka. I'm going to focus on everything else going on, and I'll advise her when she needs it. But she really gets it." So that's
Michael Bean wouldn't get the fuck out of craft services. He was eating all the big boy ice cream sandwiches. And I said, "You can't do that. You can't put on weight. We need Michael Bean, not Michael Big Fat Tub of Beans. Pork and beans."
Oh shit, Michael Pork and Beans.
And then he punched me really hard in the arm. Oh.
Good.
Oh, come on, Rob. Tough it out.
I'm tough. Filoni's. He never played the slug bug game.
Slug bug. Okay, how deep is the commitment? Well, she didn't cut off all her hair, just most of it, just leaving a bob to be hidden comfortably beneath her montrals and Liku. Dawson posted this trim on her Instagram last month with the caption,
Chop chop.
I don't know. It's all huge.
Chop
chop.
Chop.
Yeah, fake fan.
Chop,
Of course it was Chapa Chowa. You're right, Rob. Call her out. No, we're tired of this bait and switch. But then you have to sacrifice everything. Ahsoka is a moderating presence in the Force, not an extremist. Filming is currently underway on Ahsoka. Okay. For those who have been following Ahsoka's animated adventures, that's a significant clue. Okay, wait. In both, she was on a mission, and that mission involves finding the blue-skinned Imperial Admiral known as Thrawn. Thrawn vanished in the season finale of Rebels, lost at sea in a sense. His starship was propelled into uncharted space, and with him was a young rebel upstart known as Ezra Bridger. He was a friend and ally of Ahsoka's, and in the final moments of the animated show, audiences saw her garbed in a white cloak, seemingly older, venturing off in search of him. Filoni confirms that in the Ahsoka show, we'll be pulling on the threads that have already been revealed. Ahsoka is a continuous story, Filoni offers. It is definitely driving toward a goal, in my mind, as opposed to being a little singular adventures. That's what I want the characters to be doing, and I think that's what fans want now. they have such a relationship with her. So that's good. It means we won't be meandering, just like that time Ahsoka went to a barbecue on Zigzag 7. He's writing all the episodes as Favreau did.
She goes to space Chuck E. Cheese for like an episode. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, with the book of Boba Fett. I have various charts and outlines and graphs and so many things I work on and connect, as I've always done. Filoni says John is great because he's really enhanced.
You cannot get past that line. I have various charts and outlines and graphs. I can just imagine now. John's like, he's gonna pull in the graphs again, isn't he?
He's all. I keep dirt on everyone. I write down every stupid thing they do.
You don't have RDJ. He would pull out the graphs and outline. You don't need it. It's impossible. You don't need it. You don't. Oh, fuck.
I'm taking a class on Excel spreadsheets, and you're all gonna be sorry. All right. He's able
Y'all know Wix. It's the greatest. Hold on. You can animate these things. This is interactive.
John is great because he's really enhanced the way I write. He's able to point things out from a perspective of not being so deep in the weeds of Ahsoka's history and every little bit of the animation. So I need that point of view. So that's good. In a way, it's kind of like me and Rob. I get really deep into the stuff, and he's like, "Yo, man, nobody gives a fuck about that." Collaborate.
You put your name on Boba Fett and not even write anything. No one cares. Doesn't matter. Just
Collaboration is
the numbers are there. They show. They prove it. It's fine.
Favreau.
It's like Godfather.
Favreau.
It's like Godfather.
Favreau.
It's like Godfather.
Okay.
It's like Godfather.
When it comes time to finally do it, it's a little bit intimidating because that is the way it will be. Filoni says. And you have to work at this stuff as much as you possibly can before it's set in concrete. Another key Ahsoka sounding board is executive producer Carrie Beck. Yeah, Carrie Beck.
Another woman.
Yeah. No, she's been there and by the way, she's been there the whole time.
She's been there the whole time. That explains it.
Right.
Where are you going?
She telling Filoni what to do, you guys? She telling Filoni how to act. Is she? Because the Filoni dogs, he's an alpha. He's an alpha. You can't do that to him. You can't do that to the Filoni dog. Anyways, when I get a draft,
Beta.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When I get a draft done, I send it to Carrie. She's always my first reader, Filoni says. She's been along for the ride with me since Rebels, so she's been a huge partner in all of this. So Beck, a Lucasfilm development exec, also produced The Mandalorian and Boba Fett, says the story of Ahsoka somewhat parallels the themes in those shows. There's this common thread through so much of it. When we look at Mando, we look at Boba, we look at Ahsoka as well. These are all characters who have survived something, she says. In spite of what's happened to them in their past, they make an active choice about what they're going to engage in the present or in the future and what that means.
Hold on, Jason. Hold on. Check it out. This is the
Awesome.
worst Frankenblog. Frankenblog threw down, buddy. All right.
Whoa. What happened?
Thank you. But
Bye-bye.
But you have seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, show's over, guys. He beat me.
What happened?
He did it.
Because someone said this is the worst.
Yeah.
He said
podcast?
it's the worst podcast he's ever seen.
I made fun of right wingers. Whatever will I do?
All right. Dawson sees Ahsoka as this story about the never-ending struggle to stay decent in a world that can break you or turn you cruel, as it did to her mentor Anakin Skywalker when he became Darth Vader. The actor is confident Ahsoka's destiny will be brighter. I feel like she's unwavering and really represents the best of light workers, she says. Yeah, and that's, I mean, like honestly, episode 9 confirms that. Whether she lives or dies, 35 years after that story, up to the 40-year mark, roughly, she's clearly good. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is, man, I appreciate the design, but to the average person who's never seen Star Wars, that could be a funny first intro. That the horns and the hat, right? Like,
oh yeah.
The castles.
That's clearly why they didn't continue it. And I got to be honest too. I always prefer in Star Wars when they cut the holes out of the cloak for the ears, or you know what I mean,
right.
like the Ewok cowl.
There's a
or
reason for that.
Yeah.
Because it just
yeah.
It's fine. The design's great. I'm not bitching, folks. But it's one of those things where I have to be the art. Like if we were in an art department, I'd be like, this looks a little ridiculous, right? Like,
she might have 2 dicks on her head, right? She may have 2 dicks on her head, and they may be erect. It's possible. In her live-action guest roles, Ahsoka has been clad in darker robes. Fans talk about her as a so-called gray Jedi. No, they don't know what they're talking about. That's such a dumb concept.
Is it with an E or an A? Jennifer Grey's with an E.
Jennifer Grey Jedi. She has a nose job, and now the Empire can't find her.
It's E and A. E or A.
Oh, I have a clip. Someone put the ending to Dirty Dancing instead of that song, that they played. They put the Muppet Show theme. Syncs up perfectly.
Oh my god!
Yeah, syncs up perfectly, Max. It's so good.
I have to watch it.
Yes,
I do know that everyone talks about Ahsoka the Gray and Ahsoka the White, all these different things. Dawson says that's an idea about her wisdom and how does she get there? I don't know, but it's going to be really fun to find out. It's just, to me, it's such like it's an oxymoron to, to be like, oh, she's not good or bad. She's both. Oh my God. The character could be anything we want.
She's bi.
Yeah. She's bi-moral. I mean, the fuck is that?
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know.
That explains a lot, actually.
Okay. All right. Fuck off. See you later.
Dippin' Dots out, bitch. Peace.
Yeah, but Dippin' Dots out.
Don't worry. All of YouTube is just waiting for you.
It's probably a spy. One of those.
Oh, you are the rebel spy, right? Like on Star Tours.
Yeah, probably like a huge
I always do that.
LOM fan who's like, oh my God, fuck these guys.
The only thing I miss about going to Disneyland is on Star Tours when I would be the rebel spy and I'd go like this or something. Everyone would I'd have an audience. Yeah.
Man, for a time I had the best method for being the rebel spy.
The red
one? Oh yeah.
It didn't work a lot at the end, but it worked for a long time. And it's only if they don't give a shit. If they're doing their job, it works. If they don't give a shit, nothing you do about that. But what you do is when they go up and they basically say something equivalent of eyes up here, and they go to this panel. When they go to the panel, they're like doing their like spiel. They hit the picture button. It takes the picture then. So what you do is don't have your glasses on. If you have your 3D glasses on, you can't be it. You're out. Do this. Because then what they do is they don't really look at the screen. They just look for a face. And then they pick that one. Now you're the rebel spy. And if you do that, a lot of times it will work out for you. And when they care,
a few times,
yeah. Well, they might have thought it was funny. They might have saw it and thought it was, but also you were like doing it at the right time and stuff. Yeah. But
unlike Frankenblog, king of the internet.
Yeah. But anyways, for real is a bait and switch. And then making Star Wars Mandem, Rob is a clapped weapon. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's true. All caps. Thanks.
It's true. Yeah, there was that article about Kathleen Kennedy, but it locked me out again. So you know what? Fuck it. But she probably doesn't say anything other than like I know there's like a moment in there where it basically says she's aware of when she says something, it's like thunder or something across the fandom or whatever.
I'm aware when I say things, it's like thunder.
Well, the only thing I wanted to like add to that is number one, I don't think Kathleen Kennedy has been treated fairly by these people. I think that
I don't either.
It's the same people that go into Burger King when they ask for no pickles, and then there's pickles, and then they're like, I'm going right up to the top. I want to see the general manager. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same kind of like logic and thinking, and nobody cares. But the thing about it is that she speaks so rarely and says so very little that it's allowed them to contort everything she says into something big, and it's also made it so that when she does speak, it is way overblown, and it's like, and no one has I mean, I could use common sense and sort of gauge her words, which is what most people should do, but this fandom doesn't have common sense. And so it's like, I really wish that that she was a little less locked away, a little less like absent, you know what I mean, than she is. At the same time, though, I always say I would rather have Kathleen Kennedy working and doing a good job than trying to make sure that some fan isn't having, throwing his back out because of something out of nothing.
I understand where you're saying that. But on the flip side, I kind of appreciate that she doesn't say very much. And the reason is she's not giving those people any attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I don't believe she should address any of their bullshit.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, we're not saying that. We're talking about like behind the scenes making of stuff though, Max. Like they don't do things like the George Lucas Select was this goofy little picture that'd come every week, but you'd get something. They have a whole Star Wars channel where they don't do any like behind the scenes stuff, they don't show the making of it. Kind of ends up in a gallery video after something came out. Like I just think like the making of Star Wars and sharing the making of Star Wars, George was always very proactive on that post the first film, and I just think like they hide a lot of that for whatever reason, and it's a bummer. It's my favorite part of Star Wars is knowing how it was made.
So in response to that, so Rogue One and Solo both had their mishaps. I don't know it'd make a great story to show.
I'm not
the scenes of that, huh?
Max, don't you think?
It would be, but I mean, they're not going to focus on that.
No,
I'm like of the opinion though that it commenting on controversy usually isn't a good idea for the most part,
right?
But where I'm coming at it from is that what's happened is there are like you have like your higher ups like Kathleen Kennedy, then you have your people down below that are a bunch of smug douches. Like those are people. There are those people.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them. There are some there, and they're the ones who are on Twitter. Wink, wink. But what they do is they do absolutely nothing to educate young people or just the ignorant of the filmmaking process. And they don't talk about like what Kathleen Kennedy actually does for them. This week has been good, so I'm giving them credit for the record, but I'm talking about just in general and how we got here today, so to speak. But they don't really do a good job of like telling kids like, yeah, here's why you would want to be a producer. Like growing up, Rick McCallum, I knew exactly what a producer does at Lucasfilm. I knew exactly why I did or did not want to be one. And what that job would entail. Today, they have no fucking idea. And they think there's only one producer on these things when there's like four.
Who knew what sound design was before the Ben Burt making us and interviews, stuff like that.
The sound stuff since after Ben Burt left went over to what's his name? But I'm saying
before
Matthew Wood,
they would show Ben Burt and how he made everything. As a kid, you didn't know that that's a job,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's like
I think lately, I think on Lucasfilm on their social media page, they started posting some like what it's like to work at Lucasfilm or something like that. I'm not making it up, I swear.
You get all the Figgy Newtons you want. It's the best.
No, I haven't seen it.
No, I'm serious. You think?
No. Marky says, "Have you guys seen the entire plot leak of the whole show?" No, I haven't seen it yet. Darren says, "Wait until they all complain after celebration because we don't get many more announcements." Yeah, I would I think the healthiest perspective is to go into celebration hoping for a lot but not expecting anything. I think the less you expect, the happier you're going to be. So, what's up, dude? Clone 543. It's a dude. I'm a dude. You're a dude. We're all dudes, dude. Was that one Good Burger? What was that show they used to have? Remember that song he used to do?
What's up, dude?
Remember he used to say, I'm a dude, you're a dude, she's a dude.
Southern California doesn't have a lot of like names like clapped weapon. We just have dude. Dude speaks for everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Luke, I'm your Haja. So,
Haja.
He's Groot. That dude's Groot.
Okay.
Yeah, they did. It was for ILMX Lab.
ILMX Labs. That's the
Yeah.
VR company. The
Oh.
VR, the ones who do the interactive VR stories like Vader Immortal and stuff like that.
Well, yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
mean, they're
call
just
this
talking about like
episode-
designers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call
That's
this
what I
the
was referring
ruination of podcast. This episode.
Ruination.
Ruination
Johnson.
podcasts. Yeah.
You know when you get movation in your
Ruination.
stomach?
You're like the Rhythm Nation. We're the Ruin Nation.
Ruination.
Yeah.
She does kind of have a Janet Jackson hat going right now. I think we could be Max in the Ruination.
When Max shows up, we got to give her that Black Panther from remember that Black Panther?
Yeah.
So?
She also says, "Hey, Jason, you mentioned subtlety when it comes to performances. Can you expand on that, sir?" Yeah, just that, like, you know, like if you want to look at like A New Hope, and I mean this respectfully, but Mark Hamill's performance has no subtlety whatsoever. There's not really a lot reading between the lines of it.
No
Yeah.
subtlety.
Without a silent B, you know. Yeah, so it's like you're gonna see people, you know, like for instance, a good subtle performance I would say is in The Godfather when he hides the gun behind the toilet and he goes and he sits down and he's gonna fucking shoot the guy and he doesn't have any dialogue, but he's acting with his eyes. You see his eyes darting around, really moving around and stuff like that. And
when Han,
that's
is
not really
talking to
subtle,
Greedo.
but
when Han is talking to Greedo and he's like
like
looking up and then
doing this,
you know, he does like looks around.
look over here. Look at
Yeah,
these
look
little
over here.
fingers.
Yeah.
Look
And
at
you
my
could
little
look at his eyes, like, and then he looks.
look at my digits.
You know, stuff like that. You're not going to see Mark Hamill doing that. It's going to be like, or in Jedi. His most mannequin performance is in Jedi. I don't understand it.
Benny Safdie is playing Nari. And unfortunately, as we know, he will not be returning.
Sorry, Nari.
So,
Those are his feet dangling in
just
the
a little
air.
shake. Like wind chimes. You can hear them.
But by all means, if you want to do it, I'll update it gladly.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone's ever done that with if they hung someone with spurs, if they added the wind chime sound to their feet, like just blown in the wind.
Oh my god.
It's an idea. I don't know what to do with that idea, but it's out there.
Darren says Josh has now said he's hyped over your episode by episode leaks, apart from still hates the ending. Yeah, like I said, that's
I don't care.
yeah. I mean it yeah. I mean honestly, if I took Josh seriously, I'd have to think he's a maniac. But I don't take him seriously. He's just ridiculous for YouTube, you know.
If I ever meet Josh on Tom Sawyer Island, I'm gonna play with my own friends.
Oh shit.
We're not teaming up. I don't want him in the group.
Imagine Bespin serenading Rob with the James Blunt classic.
Who's James Blunt?
I think he's a weed dealer.
He's a thing. Yeah.
I don't know who James Blunt is.
I think he's a singer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a singer. Whatever.
Do you want some chicken puree?
Oh, I have a couple of things to show though. Before I forget. Let's see, share screen. This is from Mandem Bespin Bulletin. Here we go. Is it up there? Okay. Okay, so right here
he's got the wet hair, huh?
Yeah.
Slick back.
Yeah, when I first saw him in the cave, I thought his hair was wet.
Wet now, lover.
Obi-Wan arrives in Fortnite on May 26th. Hello there. After a tease on May 4th, Epic Games and Lucasfilm have officially announced that Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi will be arriving in Fortnite on May 26th, one day ahead of the series premiere of Kenobi on Disney+. Obi-Wan's skin is based on the character's new look from the upcoming Disney Plus series. The Kenobi skin can be bought on its own, or you can purchase his bundle, which contains the Desert Essentials back bling, a blade pickaxe. I know fans will be disappointed it's not a lightsaber. Yes. An important transmission emote. Heartbroken, it's not hello there. A loading screen and Kenobi's glider in his Jedi Starfighter as seen in Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith. All items will arrive in Fortnite item shop in 6 days' time, but can also win the skin by taking part in the Kenobi Cup on May 22nd, which will which we will see the return of lightsabers in the E11 blaster, which appears in the game earlier this month in celebration of May 4th. And then there's like this little picture of him spying on the Fortnite people, doing the classic Kenobi spy move. Darth Vader has long been rumored to debut in Fortnite in its next season, which begins on June 4th, and is supposedly a boss you can find and fight on the map. It's unclear if you'll be able to buy this. Yeah. It's unclear if you'll be able to buy the Sith Lord in the Fortnite item shop, or it'll be part of the next season battle pass. I don't know about you, but I, for one, will certainly be picking up both the Kenobi and Darth Vader skins. So, one thing to like note is like the ship here. Not sure if a Jedi Starfighter is in the series or not. I actually honestly don't know. But when they put Fennec from the Book of Boba Fett pack out, they gave her the ship from Bad Batch. They just gave her like, that's something we can do. It's not in the series, just the association. Huh. And for some reason they won't put lightsabers. They're keeping those lightsabers as like special event weapons that you pick up on the map throughout special Star Wars events, but they won't let you use it as a pickaxe, which I would love. It would change my life.
Yeah, but it's smart.
So, and then a couple of little baby things here before I forget.
More comments about the quality of the show. Let me tell you something about Fez's. So I was working on this indie comic with a roommate of mine in 2001 and 2 called Have Nots, right? It's a little kind of a clerksy kind of thing, you know? And he had this character that he based off his friend, and every character was like cool. I'm like, you need like a dumb character. So I made the character more like a Jim Carrey looking dude from Dumb and Dumber, and I gave him a Fez. And my friend was like, that's so stupid. I'm like, the Fez is great. I fucking love the Fez. And then he's like, I'm not doing it. Whatever. 2 years later, he becomes this giant Doctor Who fan, right? And I'm like, all right. And then Matt Smith ends up on the show, and he's like, oh, he's got a fucking Fez. Thought you said the shit was stupid. Yeah. I love that.
You look really happy too. You look really happy.
My wife doesn't know what am I hungry? Do I want sex? Do I not want? What is that? She said I'd be great at poker. Oh, I cannot understand cards. I don't understand. I see the aces and the diamonds, and I think of Lucky Charms. And I can't get cards. I love that. I'm gonna save that one. Hold on. Print screen. Got it. Saving that. That's coming back. Trust me.
And then he also made that, and Santa wouldn't show it. Santa would not show it. But I definitely think you should make.
I'm making that mug. Yeah.
Yeah. We need that.
I got an unhealthy mug collection. That's going right in there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if I.
What did he say? Did he see that? Santa?
He wouldn't show it on his show today. I don't know.
But did he see
he
it?
Was
though?
just like, I don't know. I can't remember if he saw it now.
Well, he must have saw it now.
Well, now I hope
because he's in the chat. He's in the chat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, looking good, dude. Working out, you know. Dicklin asks, "Are you okay with the ending? Seems like that's where people get frustrated with Kenobi. So the ending is perfectly fine for the most part if you don't distort the facts of it. And the only thing to be upset about or to question is." When Luke Skywalker sees a lightsaber, does that sit okay with you? Can you get used to it? Can you get past it? Does it break canon? It doesn't. So it's something that I don't necessarily love by itself, but when I heard it was the ending, part of the ending, one of the endings of the show, I liked it. And ultimately what happens to Reva for chasing that down is good. Aria just asked me, do we know the budget for Kenobi? Is this like episode 9 quality or Book of Boba Fett quality? It's more, I don't know the exact number, so I don't want to misspeak, but it's nowhere near episode 9 but it's not Book of Boba Fett. It's pretty standard fare for.
Looks like Mando quality.
Yeah.
Which is good. I'm fine with Mando quality.
RF Gaming Channel says asking fans to be reasonable, it's madness. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, and Kidster could totally be anywhere. Ben says, whenever I respond to certain people on Twitter saying they were overreacting, they always responded trying to laugh it off and dodge it. Yeah, because they don't really want to. They want to embrace it. They want to grab on to that outrage and then use that to, bait. So, they're baiters like one Jack. Real
One bait.
baiter.
Two
One
bait.
bait.
One Jack
Two
and two
bait.
bait. Yeah.
And Andor is actually Mothma. Turns out he's Mon Mothma in deep cover. That was my least favorite Star Wars: The Clone Wars moment, probably, though. Is there's this moment where Kenobi goes into deep cover and sort of betrays Anakin, and he has like a fake face put on him, and he fakes his own death, so that way Anakin acts naturally in the moments and stuff like that. And then at the end, he's like, "I'm not really Robert De Niro. I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi." And that was the one arc I was like, "Oh, that did not work. Please don't ever do that again." Rob does the best George I've ever heard. Bravo, Sketchcraft, says Baymax.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm actually not a big fan. I don't get it.
Baymax just what I wanted, a free Vanity Fair tote. Hold on. How is it free if you have to pay for it? True. So
you just pay the shipping and handling.
Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to get down to the end here. Old Boy Films, thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. Old boy. Luke sees Obi-Wan's lightsaber when Chrysanthemum takes Uncle Owen, and that was before A New Hope. So it's happening. It's already happened in canon. Then apparently, I was actually wasn't aware of that.
So I think it's supposed to be a Chicago comic. Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. What do you?
That one.
Well, what's going on?
I don't know.
Chicago. You said Chicago. I don't know why we're talking about Chicago.
Never mind.
Okay, I'm confused.
I said no. I accidentally said Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And not comic. I meant to say comic, but I said Chicago.
Rob, after the show, I'm gonna need you to update the BIOS on Max. I think she's malfunctioning again.
No, I got stuck.
Max bot 5,000. Reboot. No. No,
like Conky on Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yeah.
Comic.
It's a bait and switch. So, yeah,
worst podcast ever.
Well, I have a friend. I have a friend who works on Star Wars comics, and a couple who work on Star Wars comics and have worked on Star Wars comics, and they all basically have said that there's things carved out for the series, and then every now and then they're given like a morsel, a reason to do something, and I'm kind of curious if that's one of them. If that was one of the times when they were told, hey, go ahead and let's introduce this idea or something like that. Maybe after Kenobi comes out entirely and it's in the bag, maybe we could ask one of the creators of that issue on Twitter or at a Comic-Con if one of us is there and see if there was anything to that. Because
I won't be there.
One of the things too is we also have like the T16 toy in the comics as well, where that happens. Is that same thing as it's was set up in there as well. So makes me think that yet the T16 riff maybe has been there for a long time. But yeah, like it's the same thing twice. But and thank you for the old support, like I said. But it's oh man, did you mean to send that one twice? I don't know if I could refund.
No, there's two separate ones.
Yeah, but it's a comic, and basically Luke witnesses Obi-Wan being a full-on Jedi with his lightsaber, and Luke saves Owen on his Skyhopper. Laugh out loud. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Jason, I think we should get that issue and do an episode on it.
No, I think so.
Comes out.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should buy that issue, and then I'll buy the issue, and we'll look at it, and we'll look at it, and we could actually use it too to move forward with evaluating comics in the future.
Yeah,
there's like things
Thank you, old
where
boy.
as like a fan, you can overdo it. Like, oh, they're putting Kira in here. It means she's in the show, and that obviously we bit the fandom in the ass in a big way with that kind of analysis. But when we can see these smaller, more trivial things, like, but we also will always have moments like Chrysanthemum knowing Boba Fett, like they kind of have adventures together. And then we get into the series and it's like they've, you know, they don't even really, you know, acknowledge that there's any past there or anything like that. So yeah, let's do it, Ben. And hey, Ben, you ever want to come hang out again, man? Just tell me when you're free and I'll send you the old invite. I miss your voice, man. Miss your voice. Miss hearing you speak, man. It's like you're a ghost. Come back. But
a ghost with glasses, sunglasses.
I saw Santa. Santa says deploy the likes. So yeah, please like the video, and thanks to everyone who.
Then he responded
has...
Then he responded about the mug.
Oh, then he's like on like shaking my head. Why?
Santa keeps them smooth. It's inaccurate. Too much hair. Beard up here, none down there. Slick as a candy cane.
They named a character after me in Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's Nari. Nary. Nary a hair down there. It's like haiku. Yeah. Worst podcast ever. Yeah. Sorry, Santa. We only do it because we love you. Just so you know. Yeah, it's only because you overdo it. It's like we deploy the Santa bomb. We won't just like stop doing it. Yeah. Yeah, so Old Boy says, so that line in New Hope, what is it? Don't mean ish. Yeah, it doesn't mean shit. I'm with you, man. Like it's like I said, it's like if I went right there and I pull out something and it's like, you know, I'm clearly gonna present it, you go, what's that? You know, even if you kind of know what it is. And I would even say though, too, like if people need to make it work for them, if they're having a hard time with it, he takes a lightsaber, hits the fucking button. He doesn't put it up to his eye like he does in that image. That's really hilarious. He just like takes it, he like turns it on, and you know what I mean though. He knows, he definitely conceptually understands it, and I also think that he knows what the Clone Wars are. And I think it's after 100 episodes of the Clone Wars series, it would be really weird if he had no idea that Jedi were in the Clone Wars. Even I mean, and we used to work under the assumption that people didn't know who the Jedi were anymore because of Luke kind of being naive. But as we've gone on to see, everyone still knows who the Jedi were. 20 years didn't wipe them out. Might have taken them out of the public schools. I think we could say that, right? If you're going to public Empire school, they're not in the history, or they're said to be villains and stuff like that.
He didn't learn about CRT, but he certainly learned about the Clone Wars.
Oh no, Santa says on deploy the likes. Santa,
retract
breaking my heart.
The likes.
I'm dying of a broken heart right now. But
I wanted the fez.
We lost Max. Max. Oh, Max was one with the Force for a second. You were one with the Force for a second on my screen. But you came back. Yeah. If you could come back, so can Ben Solo. That's what I say.
What?
No. Max isn't having any of my shit today. Either is Santa. Today we were on Santa's show, and we were like, you know, like we're making pictures. I'm like, hey Santa, if you need to call us, like I could come on. He's like, no man, you're not Meg. You're not Meg. But Santa's show today was like super good. He efficiently went over all of the content. I
get more super chats without you, Jason.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely true.
I need to make sure that I have his notifications on when his shows come on, because sometimes I catch them and sometimes I don't.
Right. Yeah. Aria asking about the budget, but we don't officially know what the budget for Kenobi is. No, you're still here. You're not in Carbonite on my screen anyway. But you know. But anyways, yeah. I think we're gonna call it a show. I think we've done it. I think we said it all.
Can I announce my song?
Oh yeah.
So if any of you guys in the chat see this video are into electronic music, I just released my new single. It's a new remix called Mannequin, remixed by Damian Dane. And it's my fuck you to a lot of people.
Do you want to play it on the show, or do you want to send people to we could play it if you want to, or we could just link, or we could just throw the link into the description.
You can throw the link because eventually.
Okay.
So in a couple of hours, I'm actually supposed to go meet with the director, and I want to share the video with you guys because it is the character that I'm playing in my video is inspired by Kira from Solo, A Star Wars Story. It's an unused concept, but the picture of the picture used for the what? Oh,
it was copying it twice for some reason. Yeah, I put it. It's up right here in the chat. You could click it and
thank you.
But we got sexy chat going.
Yeah,
we haven't got that in a long time.
I know.
Yeah. It's because, man, I hate to block sexy chat because, I don't like the king shame, But will Vader be killing a bunch of people in the series? Yeah. It's gonna kill some people when you get to Jabim, Alfred. Don't worry. There's no bait and switch there, so don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. Darth Vader, he's gonna kill again, gonna keep on killing. But so check out Max's video.
It's audio only, but
audio only. Yeah, I mean what I meant, but yeah. And then is it on any of the streaming platforms yet?
No, not yet.
Okay,
it's just on YouTube right now.
Hey, Eric Denton became a channel member.
Eric.
Thanks, man. Eric Denton's my old buddy. So thank you so much, man. Just lost 2,000 Republic credits to sexy chat, says Young Boomer. But
Santa knows the feeling.
More than a feeling. We'll be back probably on Monday. No, we'll be back on Monday. I'll be back on if anything happens. If any news breaks, anything of significance drops or whatever, I'll come back on and cover it. And we are going to do we're going to do a little thing tomorrow. Rob, we never talked about it. We totally forgot. Does 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time too early for you or too late for you?
That's 6 o'clock.
I'm doing the math.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I will put up a YouTube post.
Conversation here.
Yeah, I will put up a YouTube post after me and Rob figure it out. This weekend, we want to try to watch Revenge of the Sith. One of these, maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I want to watch Revenge of the Sith before Kenobi starts. Want to watch it with the channel members on the show. That would be great if we could. And we'll be here. And then I'll also put the link to the invite to the show. And so if anybody wants to jump on and hang out and stuff like that, and there we'll do that as like a channel member thing. Let's aim for Sunday. If that's not a problem.
That's good. Sunday's good.
Yeah, we'll aim for Sunday, and I'll come out with the time. And so
okay.
So we'll see everybody on Monday, and I really appreciate all of the support today and the super chats and stuff like that. Like it means a lot. We got some more sexy chat going, which is great. It just really works. But anyways, all right.
Thanks,
bye everyone.
Blog.
Bye freaking blog. Bye, punk bitch.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go.
It's not about spaceships.